vibes. I'm here. I'm here. Dealing with the little studio real quick. Um, you already know the vibes. I wanted to tap into a vibe I was catching while I was watching the Bobby Hemmett build just now. Like it was pretty dope because he be speaking on a lot of points that I be speaking on every day. It was real powerful, and ultimately, your spirit is the pure part of you. It's not taking part in anything that you're really doing. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, it's this belief thing that we are trapped in, the belief that things are taking part, the belief that outside of your body, your spirit is taking place into a lot of these circumstances when that is the separate part of you. As far as the contrastal aspect, it's like, you have the light and then you have the light and then you have the dark and you have the dark. If you use a form of cube, it'll be dark on this corner, dark on this corner, light on this corner, light on this corner. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So you're the light and that's a light. Then you have your shadow and then you have your dark concept. These realities, they transcend and cross each other. But ultimately, this is a reality that of belief that is put into play by someone wanting you to believe these subsequent values about the actions that may take place in your life so you can hold yourself at a certain bay. The energies that you believe in, you coalesce them into reality. You bring them into existence by your form of belief. That's the power, or that's the indifference to understanding who you are. Like you don't pay for anything, everything pays you for your existence. And that's how it's supposed to be. But unbeknownst to you, we're not mixed in that understanding of reality. So we pay for everything that we feel comes off of us, or we believe that. Now, ultimately, we taking on that paradigm has existed through everyone within our culture, but we don't have to carry that, especially knowing that you have divine energy. Your belief system has to change. This is reconcepting what the concept of reality is. What is that for you? And what does that mean for you? If your life is having an experience and going, if your physical body, your spirit is in a physical body going through a physical experience, having this life experience, then whatever comes with that is what comes with that. Your spirit is not actually doing anything. You're actually experiencing what comes with this value of being at this dimension of light frequency. And that has to be entailed at its fullest at its fullest retrospect and ratio. So we are the moleculic value of that. Yes, there are things a lot larger, but we are in the body of that aspect. So it's interesting to look at it and see that the depths of, even from the old, when they spoke to the value, they were only speaking in a spiritual concept because that was more forgiving to the purpose. It was more magnanimous. So ultimately, what I'm saying is understanding that, think about yourself and your actions. And if you want to become the image of something better that permeates through yourself, re-engineer the way you see yourself before you got to this concept. Re-engineer that value. Know that those things were experiences that led you up to this value. But you don't have to partake in these experiences. That is something that led you to that value. Purify yourself with the understanding that that is not just who you are, it's what you went through. And as soon as you get to that understanding, then you can couple that with what you went through with now where you want to go, because you're more durable. How many times have you heard people say, yeah, they've been about that, or they've been through this, or they've been through that, but as soon as something happened, they screaming and hollering. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. Well, you said you've been through it, you should be used to it by now, right? You should have some form of, all right, I understand what this is like. You know what I'm saying? Let's breathe for a minute. You know what I mean? But ultimately, it doesn't work like that. So reconcepting the value of how negative and positive actually serves you in this existence is very detrimental if you don't, because ultimately you're going to be blaming yourself for things for the rest of your life. You're going to be saying, I should have did, I could have did, I would have did. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even going to really matter ultimately. You know what I'm saying? So you have to just separate the value from what your spirit is doing opposed to what you're doing, and try to keep that in a retrospect so you can keep doing whatever experiences have to offer. Now, we know outside of ourselves, doing anything over the level of balances can put us in a detrimental aspect. That's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. That's simple. And that's something that you can simply understand as far as a retrospect. But ultimately, the device is to not put yourself or think that yourself is in something worse than what it is. But you, because that energy itself creates the value of the distance of how far you feel. You are energy in this place of light. Now, this existence can expand or shrink depending on how comfortable you feel with your own personal energy. Because sometimes when you feel a subsequent value to something, you want to expand your energy. Your energy expands. Even if you try not to, it expands. So this is understanding something indifferent. Everybody's not on the same plane, but once you understand that level of plane of existence that's expanding from one point, then you can shut down the value of what you think is actually taking place. Don't let nobody tell you what you're doing. You're experiencing these things. So keep yourself at a minimum so that your experience is just that, the larger version of the minimum aspect. That doesn't mean you don't see the whole. You just get what you get being still. But that's still a large aspect. Not being apart separates the value of experience. Now you're gonna experience some things. You're gonna experience some things, and ultimately that's what happened at different age times of your life. We talking about time delegating agenda. So yes, from a child to a teenager to a young man to an adult to a elder, you have different phases of where your energy just subsequently puts you through values for that experience to take place. But you know what the universe knows? It knows what you can handle. Don't let me hold you. Naga.